Thanks, Ken. Ladies and gentlemen, I remember this was late last year, and I was at a group of professional bodies. Ken was there. I think we were talking about a number of issues, including company law changes and the like. And on the way down, as we left, I said to Ken, "Oh, look, this is pretty hard. This is hard stuff and stuff like that. You've got government changes, different areas of the Commonwealth having to relate, states involved." And Ken looked at me and says, "Well, no one said it was going to be easy." I also do take an interest in the feedback from members, because I think getting to understand member concerns from the grassroots level is really important to good administration. And one of the things that I've been very pleased with the Tax Institute is that they've offered to be go-betweens between tax agents and your clients in relation to particular matters, and to take them up with the ATO so that we can work through them and get the full facts and see where we can improve, or see whether or not the complaint's justified or not. And that gives an opportunity to release the valve in relation to people that may see some concerns, and also allows the ATO to make improvements where improvements are called for. So I do encourage the Tax Institute to do that, and for tax agents to take up that offer, and if that can improve the way we do things, all the better. I prepared a fairly lengthy tome on something that I find really quite interesting, and something probably out of left field and maybe not that relevant to many tax agents. Although interestingly enough, we find that some tax agents and tax practitioners and lawyers either willingly or unwillingly or unwittingly get involved at the edges of serious and organised crime. I find that the whole area of how Australia deals and seeks to address serious and organised crime is very interesting. So I did a paper there, and I said, well, maybe you might not see it all that interesting. So I've decided to divide my presentation into 3 parts. The third part is Q&A. The first part was more some strategic directions that we do, just to put a bit of a context to where I think, what are the sort of themes that guide the sort of activities that we do. What are the strategies, the real fundamental strategies behind a lot of our activities? And I thought of some words, and I thought of words like prevention better than cure, early engagement, differentiation, and online. And I just thought I'd add some meat to those bones by showing how that they apply across a number of our market segments. If you look at the work we're doing with large business, for instance, what we're trying to encourage is a lot more upfront sharing of risks, and that way trying to be early engagement, being upfront in terms of what our risk issues, getting some fast-tracking ways of resolving issues quickly. And that may mean disputation, but at least it's done early and not after the event. It gives much more practical certainty. I've taken the approach, and I've got to say that my arthritis in my hand's starting to feel. I've signed something like 150 letters. Not only signed them, I read them and made changes to most of them in relation to all the key and high-risk large business groups in Australia, outlining where we think they rate on our risk differentiation framework, which sort of says, are you sort of high risk, low risk, medium risk, or a key taxpayer? And also where we've had some concerns, well, not so much concerns, but areas that we're going to focus on, because they're not a concern until we work out whether or not there are concerns. But these are focus areas, and highlighting the focus areas for them. And I've got to say that the feedback has been very, very positive from the companies, at least. Not so much from their advisors, but very much from the companies. Liv there is laughing, but it's true. They are very appreciative, and actually the boards are anxiously looking for these letters and then asking their tax areas, saying, well, how are we situated in this area? And I think what